Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox On Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus Richmond. That's where it all starts. Because it all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lamson got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
Hello, disgruntled White Sox fans, and welcome into the Sox On Tap postgame show. Jonnie and Sean here alongside Sean Roberts, unfortunately discussing another blowout loss that our White Sox suffered tonight. Sean, it hurts. I feel bad.
It stings. I think I sent you a text it was the first or second inning. I said, Nani, I'm ready to do this whenever, man. Post-game show, let's just start it now. Let's get it over with.
Yeah, funny. We called this garbage time because a lot of this game was garbage time. But I will say I was originally going to call it over before it started. Excuse me, Ova before it started. But Gavin Sheets' little home run later in the game made it so Stanton's early inning jack was not the game deciding run there. But yeah, that's what it felt like though, Sean. It's for the second. You know what? I know the discrepancy was larger in game one of this series just due to that seventh or eighth inning onslaught that the Yankees put on in game one. But tonight feels worse just because you felt like you were out of it, more of it, right?
And it's something that we've kind of, I think, as a fan base we've been prepping for all day. We're like, okay, maybe once a run scores, we just automatically it's like.
Yeah,
here it is, and of course it's a Stanton 2-run home run, and it's just immediately the wind gets sucked out of you. You know, the wind gets. It's a Friday night, and you got almost 30,000 at the G spot. Yankees are in town, and just like that, again, you're down 2-0, and you know it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that's the other thing too. It's like it's just so disheartening.
Yeah, Sean, one of my rules is always never get up for the letdown. Well, I'll let myself get up. Dude, I'm wearing the Hawaiian shirt. I tried to roll.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love the look.
Oh, thank you.
Love the look.
Yeah, I was trying to roll with it, just to hype it up a little bit, try anything to get some good morale, especially after, because I was there for game one. So that really stung. And when I think my soul left my body when Josh Donaldson hit that home run in the eighth inning, that really put the cherry on top of that game. Then, so I was trying to revive it. Watching from home tonight, I was like, okay, I'll go out, sit outside, have a couple beers, and watch it. And then none of that happened. And guess what? It was kind of deja vu because Giancarlo Stanton, that guy mashes baseballs. He did it early off of Vince Velasquez, who unfortunately, Sean, did not have any breaking stuff working whatsoever tonight. That's a recipe for disaster against this lineup.
No breaking stuff. And you could throw Velasquez in this. You could throw Cease into this from yesterday. You could throw a bunch of guys into this. For whatever reason, our pitching staff over these last two games love throwing fastballs right down the middle or up to the Yankees' best hitters.
Yeah.
And Velasquez he found himself into that. You leave the ball up against this team, they're going to hurt you. And what I've picked up with the Yankees, man, is, this isn't like anything groundbreaking information. If you've watched the last two games, you've seen this, right? Like their approaches at the plate are just night and day compared to what the White Sox do. And they sit there, they work counts, they make you have to throw strikes.
Yep.
They're not swinging. I mean, there was an at bat in yesterday's ball game from Tim Anderson where he struck out and literally none of the pitches were in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening with the Yankees. They make you have to throw it in the zone, and if it is a strike, they punish it.
Right.
Now Cease had 11 Ks yesterday, and I know you guys. There was covered yesterday in the postgame show, but this team just doesn't miss. They don't miss, and it's infuriating. And I feel like every ball that they hit, you're not getting bloopers. There's no bloops. Everything's got an exit velo of 105, even if it's a line drive to left field. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, like you said, I think the plate approach is just one thing. When even after a Even back during the Cleveland series. I mean, we've been clamoring for it all year for the White Sox to take more walks in general, because guess what? When they have done that, you've seen them drive up their run totals. But unfortunately, when we seem to score these amount of runs, not that tonight was 4 is nothing exceptional, nothing to call home about, but when they have done it, you've seen that walk total usually be a little bit higher, because you just put more guys on base, more likely that you're going to be able to drive them in, have an opportunity at least to do so. And Sean, one thing, just tying it back into this game here, more from a general, philosophy thing, tying it back into this game here, dude. So sure, okay, that happens. Guess what? They have good hitters. You know what? I kind of expected one of the big guns for them to at least hit a bomb, and guess what? They did 4 again tonight total. But either way, this is early in the game.
Just 4.
Let's talk. This is because it's 4 on Thursday night, 4 again tonight. But let's talk early in the game. It's 2-0. Okay, that's sure. You don't never want to be down in the hole before you can come up to bat. But that was the case. So when you're trying to deal with that, guess what? The White Sox did make a threat early, and they load the bases. Tim Anderson leads off the double. Jose Brady walks. Robert reaches on an error. Okay, because you get a little bit of help there. And then you get Sheets and Pollock both striking out. And don't get me wrong, I understand it's Garrett Cole. He's a tough pitcher to face, but you got to be able to manufacture at least one there to give yourself a chance. And it's been now. I wish I had like Jay Kuda's stat ability just off the top of my head to be able to just pull this up. But now that's got to be like something like one for like close to 40 with bases loaded situations.
It feels like it. I think it is 1 for 20 now with bases loaded.
I could have sworn it was like 1 for 33.
I think was it 1 for 20 with bases loaded and 1 out, or like less than 2 outs. I think is what it is. Either way, that's abysmal. That's abysmal. And when you're
they had it with 1 out and then again with 2 outs. So
and when you're playing the Royals, you're playing the Tigers, throw the Guardians in there. When you're playing the lower half of the AL Central and the American League in general, you can get by maybe missing an opportunity to get runs in with bases loaded, 1 out. You're playing the Yankees, you're playing the Blue Jays, you're playing the Angels, you're playing the Astros, playing the Twins. You need to manufacture at least one in those in those situations, especially against Garrett Cole. And Steve Stone said it on the broadcast. You need to get after Cole early, because once he settles in, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Right. They had him on the ropes in the first inning. They let him off the hook. You had the incident when Tim Anderson and Josh Donaldson.
They are who we thought they were. We let him off the hook.
You let him off the hook there, right? You thought that maybe the incident when Anderson and Donaldson, obviously it's a nothing burger and whatever. Punk ass move, by the way.
Josh Donaldson,
punk ass move, by the way. But whatever, they shake up, they dab up, whatever. But you would think that, like, hey, have a little bit of fire here, right? Like, there's something happening.
I like what our guy Sox Insane tweeted. He said, maybe a fight is what this team needs to,
right. And I replied to him. I said, I wish.
Yeah.
But they're just, I don't know, man. But nothing happens in that inning.
Yeah, no, that's, and honestly, that was probably your best opportunities here. I know they did have a couple scoring chances later, but that was all after, kind of was already out of hand, because guess what? In the top of the second, the Yankees are right back at it. And Vince Velasquez, once again, like we had mentioned, product of the breaking balls not breaking well. That straight up what it was. And then once, like you'd said, laying fastballs seemingly right down the middle of the plate, even if it's a little bit off or a little bit inside, a little bit outside, they're still going to find a way to punish it. Obviously, you saw Stanton against a much, nastier fastball, I would say, and Cease take him twice on Thursday night. So, it did not spell any sort of success for Velasquez. I will say, not that we're into, plotting stuff in a loss, but
maybe moral victories.
No, at least Velasquez ate some of that, because,
had to
really. Get really out of hand. I remember a game back during like the rebuild where it was just like you tried to get Manny Banuelos through like one of them, and it was just like you're already going to the bullpen there and it's already shot. And granted, that wasn't a competitive season, but still, you understand how that can spiral out of control and then affect the rest of your weekend here. And then on the flip side, talking about the disparity between these teams, Sean, we'll get into some more general things, but just an in-game thing I noticed here. The Yankees only had to use 2 pitchers tonight. Obviously, Cole took them fairly deep. We expect that from him, but they only use one other reliever. He covers the last 3 innings at King. Covers the last 3 innings there, whereas we still have to use 4. Did
you notice something though, Johnny? When what was the reliever's name that came in for the Yankees?
King, right?
King.
Yeah.
Did you notice something with him? What did he do? What was the number one thing he did besides obviously not
get out?
He threw strikes.
Yeah.
You
Wow,
throw
what a concept.
strikes.
What a concept,
It's a
Sean.
crazy concept.
Yeah.
It's
Who'da thunk it?
insane. He comes in, he's pitching with a lead, right? You come in, you pitch with a lead, you throw strikes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any leads to pitch with as of late for the White Sox.
But the thing too, but like when you even tie games or you're down 1 run and you're really when you get behind on guys, especially in a lineup like the Yankees, and it's 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, like they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, you're working into hitters counts there.
Yes.
Working right into their favor.
And this lineup hurts you when you do that.
Yeah. Obviously, we've seen it over the past 2 days here, Sean. We could go through and spell out how all of this happened. Obviously, one thing, like I said, I don't like the silver linings personally, but I will say a good trend for the team is seeing Gavin Sheets. So I do just want to touch on that.
Fireworks for Tony.
And that's his 3rd home run this week. And we talked about the being a right-handed heavy lineup. Right? We've sound like we're beating a dead horse here, but it's so true. You need lefty bats to be able to do it. Yasmani Grandal's not doing it. I know he's a switch hitter, but Yohan Moncada is just working into it. That was nice to see a home run from him too on Thursday night. But Gavin Sheets' 3rd home run this week, that might be like my biggest positive takeaway from this. I don't know if you have anything else.
The positives, Velasquez coming in and eating. It just had to eat shit tonight after the runs early, and then Gavin Sheets going yard. And this team, you see there was a sprinkle of life there in the bottom of the ninth. But sure, we're not here for moral victories.
No moral victories here, Sean. So I want to talk just general themes here because we had a lot of disdain in the group chat. So I feel like we need to air some of this out. And this is your going up. Don't get me wrong. The Yankees are on an absolute tear early on the season. And I do imagine, granted, their lineup is extremely potent, as we've seen firsthand, but I do imagine they will cool off a bit in terms of every team's going to go through a losing streak, right? You're going to have games where we've seen in years past, Garrett Cole a couple times just didn't have it a couple of nights of, wish that would have been against us tonight, but not the case. So they will at some point. But overall, this is like a, kind of a class of the American League team that you're looking at here, obviously, at least in the early going here. And I think they have the roster built for a deep playoff run too. And when you're looking at the White Sox in the fashion in which they're losing here, we can't compete with the best of the best. And I don't think that changes even with Lance Lynn coming back, even when you get some help from Johnny Cueto, even when Eloy comes back, because guess what, Sean? It's always something. There's going to be another.
It's always something, but you're right. But you're right, Johnny. Like you look at this team right now. One, you're struggling to find what's really good about the White Sox right now. Like, they went on that winning streak last week, and they've won 7 of 10 or whatever the case is, and that's all well and good. And you're a game under 500 now. But when you sit down and you actually watch them, what's really good about the White Sox? What gives you this idea that, man, that team can go and make a run and win a World Series? Because I don't have it.
Oh, nothing complete. I guess
right. And I'm just, you look at the Yankees and you go, there's no way. There's no way. And
top to bottom, and even their role players step up and make plays. Whereas we've got Josh Harrison botching double.
We got role players starting.
He's not hitting for shit. He's botched. Granted, once again, garbage time, but he's botching double play balls that should be routine.
Because we have role players starting every single day.
Yeah,
because that's the way. Granted, injuries. Sure, but
I wouldn't say every single guy 1 from 9 in that Yankees lineup is an absolute game breaker though. Like I said, even there, not anything against Kiner Falefa, but he's not the
right.
He's not the headliner of the team, right?
No,
he's still a very serviceable player and doing things.
And here's the other
thing you dream of, right?
And here's the other thing: 1 through 5. What does 1 through 5 do? Right? Like they mash baseballs. What did you say? Was it you in the group chat that said like it would be nice if like our guys? If our stars could be stars.
Why aren't our stars elite? Right.
You sit there and you watch Aaron Judge, and he literally does whatever he wants with the baseball bat.
Yeah.
And we have to sit here and constantly at bat after at bat, at least here in the 2022 season, and watch Jose Abreu drill ground balls to the third baseman or shortstop.
Yeah, and then we're also waiting for Eloy to come back from his 18th injury list, and like fucking shit like that.
Like what have we done?
That guy should be a bat who can do whatever he wants with the baseball. He really should.
What have we done as a fan base, Nani, to sit here and we have
you're born into it. You're born into
these elite, right? This elite core that's here, and we've seen it. There's flashes, right? Yeah. But there's just always like, God, I wish we could do that. Or why can't we do that?
Yeah, like just venting some frustration here. It's not completely true here, but I had to say it because I thought it was funny, Sean, that the only one that they can't fuck up is Luis Robert, and that's solely because he was built in the lab, and he's too athletically gifted to be able to fuck him up.
As long as he's healthy.
Development and bad coaching and all that shit.
As long as he's healthy, he can't be bad.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
Going back to your question that you had asked, Sean, you said what like gives you like any hope? Obviously, as a complete unit, no, nothing right now. But as an individual, when you're like picking certain things out with Luis Robert, that's about it right now.
Yeah, I sit there like we and I made this reference on Twitter. I made this reference in the group chat, but I always, when I sit there and I watch the White Sox, especially this year, I sit there and I think back to that quote of Jerry Reinsdorf, where he's like, just dangle the carrot enough and they'll come back. You win a division, you finish in second place, the fan base gets a little amped up, they get excited, you ramp them up, and then, okay, well, hey, we won the AL Central. We had a couple playoff games. We had blackout games at the G spot. That's all fun. And I sit here and I look at them, I look at the Yankees, right? And I'm just like, there's no carrot dangled there right now. No. Right? Like we sit here and we go, it's so close. Yeah, it's so close. We got the core, and we bullshitted our way through an offseason that we didn't address needs really outside of finally trading for AJ Pollock.
He's cold as shit right now.
Yeah, right. Like, so I just feel like we've been played, man. I have. I'm trying not to be so negative. I'm really not, because I'm usually not that person, but they're driving me to that point.
Yeah, I think it's just super demoralizing when you see, like I said, the fashion in which they lose. And then we were talking about the class of the American League. These are teams that you're going to have to beat. If your ultimate goal, you say your ultimate goal is to win a World Series, these are teams that you have to get through to be able to even get there, right? So we're not talking National League. It'd be one thing if there's an interleague series later in the season. We're gonna have the Dodgers coming to town, and it'd be one thing if like say you got like swept or lost 2 of 3 of the Dodgers, and they waxed you a couple times. It's like, okay, well, we would worry about them if we got to the World Series. And that's it. Now it's like these, like the Yankees, like they're like I said, class of the league.
Not close. We're not close, and ultimately you have to sit there and you ask the question. And I know a lot of Sox fans have done this. Do you want to win the World Series or do you want to win the AL Central? Because if you want to win the AL Central, hell, we could do that every year with this roster, right? If you want to win the World Series, you got to go and do things you can never make your team too bulletproof, right?
Yeah.
And it's just something that the Sox don't do.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we're being played.
Yeah.
And I hope they change, and I hope it all gets turned around. I'm trying, man.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's a what have you done for me lately? In any sport, I think that's that rings true, especially when you're talking about diehard fans and people that just love it, because that's the thing. We're here, Sean, because we love the team. The reason we tune in every day is we love the team. Shit, we did it through the rebuild. It's like, yeah, we are going to keep coming back. So you do have that going for you, Jerry. But at the same time, it's what's the ultimate goal here, and are we really doing what we can to get there? So obviously, a lot of the onus falls back on Jerry. Some mismanagement by Rick Hahn, if you want to go and point there. I put a lot of it on player development as well. When you talk about, that's my answer to why aren't our stars elite. That's sorry, but the Chris Getzes of the world aren't getting shit.
Hey, you know what? Our stars can be, AL Player of the Week or AL Player of the Month, but there's a difference between doing that and when you're doing it every month.
Yeah, and then also having like multiple MVP candidates, because if they keep up at this rate, say Stanton just like keeps mashing, and Judge obviously does what he does both in the field and at the plate, you're talking about 2 possible MVP candidates there.
Right? And do you think
get a fluke shortened season to even have one, and that guy is?
Do you think guys like
the ground are striking out all the time now? So
do you think guys like do you think guys like Stanton and Aaron Judge sit there and have these excuses for 2 months of, well, just wait till it warms up. Wait till it warms up and they'll start hitting. It's 90 degrees outside. Stop hitting the ball to shortstop. One time, hit it to left field to,
Yeah.
to the fence.
Yeah, I know.
Christ.
I think a lot of people got a bone to pick with Jose Abreu right now.
I love Jose, man.
87 weighted runs created plus. That's not great, Bob. I know at the
that's
very
a three
beginning,
hitter.
at the beginning of the year, he was hitting balls pretty hard, but man, that's tailed off. And like you said, just smashing him into the ground. Or what my complaint is, I always see him go down. He's always down like 0-2. It seems like every at bat, you might as well start him with 2 fucking strikes.
What the entire lineup is doing that, Nani. They don't work counts. They swing at stuff out of the zone, and then the stuff that's in the zone.
Well, I think we got to see a little more from Moncada, but I think he's one to actually work a count.
Yeah.
One. That's once again one player. One player that we're talking about here. Oh, Sean, it's dude. Like I said, it's tough, and I hate to like just keep like piling on, but it just shows you where you stack up. This is you don't want to talk. Some people said, "Oh, we're going to talk about this as a measuring stick. It's only May." Yes, it is. It absolutely is. You got to see where you stack up against these guys, and we don't. It is very well.
And the thing for me personally going into this series is I wasn't expecting us to win 4 games here. I wasn't. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was like, maybe we win 1, right? Like we sneak 1 in.
Yeah.
What I wanted to see out of this series was 1, how close we were, and 2, can we compete?
Yeah.
We haven't done either.
No. Yeah. No and no are your answers there.
And Dallas Keuchel's on the mound tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, Sean. I think that's a good spot to transition here because, like you said, to date, haven't competed. There are still 2 games left in the series. Next one being Saturday, Game 3. As you'd mentioned, Dallas Keuchel taking the bump against this absolutely stellar lineup. That
what's going to happen, Nani.
Yeah, it's in the most
what's going to happen, right?
Baseball sort of world.
Yes, we're sitting here. We're sitting here.
2 earned runs.
We're sitting here. Dallas Keuchel is going to be on the mound. All hell, it's darkest before the dawn, and then he's going to throw 7 innings tomorrow of like 3-hit baseball with maybe 1 earned run, and we're going to sit there and go, "How the hell does this happen?"
So I'm not going to hold you to that, but baseball's a weird game like that where it could. All right, Sean. As we're looking at this, so we got to look at the matchup. Obviously, that's our guy going to the bump. White Sox are going to face a couple of lefties here. First one being Jordan Montgomery taking the bump for those New York Yankees on Saturday evening. So. Once again, very right-handed heavy lineup that the White Sox have. So historically, over the last 3 years, have fucking mashed lefties pretty damn well.
I think they're still in first place in average, I believe, against starting left-handed pitching this year.
Yeah, so that's at least one positive. We're looking ahead for positives here. Give yourself a chance with that. I know we had talked about the possibility of the outlier Keuchel game. I'm not banking on that, so I'm going to say this is going to be a bold. Here's my bold prediction, and it's going to be it's going to be a barn burner. I don't think that's a too bold of a prediction. It's going to take 12 runs to win the game tomorrow, whichever side. It's going to take 12 runs.
Nani, I said on Wednesday. Here on a radio show here in Des Moines. I said if you're a gambling person, the 4 games that are happening at Guaranteed Rate Field the next 4 days, hammer the over at every single game. Like there's just
you'd be cash money 2 times so far.
It's too much offense, man.
Yeah.
There's just too much offense on either side. Granted, Garrett Cole pitched today, but like too much offense. And same thing. I'm with you. Tomorrow, I think is going to be one of those games where it's going to take 11, 12 runs.
Like I said, that's bold, but I legitimately think it could get out of hand on it. Especially with the weather being warm. It's Saturday night, rowdy circumstances that we mentioned. Dallas Keuchel soft tossing against a potent Yankees lineup, and then the White Sox hitting left-handed pitching. One thing that they do have going for them, they do hit left-handed pitching well. So I wouldn't count the White Sox out completely. I know it seems bleak when you talk about Dallas Keuchel out there, especially after looking how they were still able to get to a guy who's your top guy right now, technically stuff-wise, and Dylan Cease on Thursday night like that. But I don't know. Baseball's a weird game, wonky game, Sean. I will know one thing, though. No matter what happens, I will be taking it in from some scout seats. So,
look at you.
It's going to, I got an offer. And
wear the shirt. Wear the shirt.
I think I got to, you know what, to bring, I tried the vibes with this today, Sean. It was like, okay, it didn't work out, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm just going to try and go Field of Dreams. I'm going to wear the
Okay.
Field of Dreams jersey that I have. It's Eloy, so granted,
Buttons down for Eloy.
yeah.
Come on, baby.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll wear that thing completely unbuttoned, baby. But yeah. So I'm going with the Field of Dreams jersey tomorrow. I think that's what needs to happen while I'm back there. Maybe put a little magic. Maybe when Timmy comes up, I'll give him the
Yeah.
Let's set the tone here. Hashtag set the tone.
Set the tone.
Yeah. All right, Sean. Pick the click for game 3 of this series.
Well, today I picked baseballs, hoping that the baseballs would die at the warning track. Fail. You know what? I gotta go Timmy here, right? Like when he goes, we go. When he starts hitting the ball to right field, gets the offense going. I know it's kind of that's an easy like get out right there, but man, I think more from the defensive side.
Yeah.
Right. Like Timmy's got to keep.
Granted, it was garbage time once this whole show. Garbage time here, what we're talking about. But he did airmail another throw, just throwing sidearm, being lazy with it today.
You gotta, when he's picking it up on the defensive side, it translates to his like Tim Anderson. Need it.
Yeah. All right. One guy I have not been able to pick this year because he hasn't been back for very long. It's Yohan Moncada. I know he'll be flipped around batting from the right side of the plate against the starter, but my reasoning for this is he's batting like 667, and granted it's only like 3 at bats, but against Montgomery. And then the Yankees also only used one relief pitcher today, so their pen, if they do get in trouble, say the White Sox do touch up Montgomery a little bit,
nice.
Yeah, must be fucking nice. They'll be running to the pen. Boone will be running to the pen as soon as he needs to, and they could use a plethora of them. So Moncada, I like him being able to go either side, and like it's the only one that'll ever fucking work a count properly. So I'll go with that. Maybe if I get it and it's on 4 walks, I'll take it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Sean, hit me with the final thought, and then let's get out of here, man.
Man, try and steal one here the next 2 days. Yeah. You can't get swept.
Need it.
Can't get swept. The Twins are they manhandled Cleveland tonight. I don't know what the final ended up being. I know it was like I think 10-2, 11-2 at one point. You were able to gain a little bit of ground here on Minnesota, because I mean that's ultimately what we have to focus on is the AL Central, because I don't know how much better it's going to get.
That's our World Series, right?
Yeah, like that's our World Series. The dangle the carrot. But you got to get one here. You got to get one. Confidence. Hopefully gets the ball rolling going to Kansas City.
Yeah, I like everything that you said there. I'd like to see better plate approaches. I don't expect it to turn around, but also Andrew Vaughn will be back, so that'll be a nice treat against a left-handed pitcher there. So I would imagine one of the rest of the crew will likely be taking Andrew Vaughn in pick to click. So
sit Jose Abreu for a day, maybe 2.
There's a thought. I like that. That's
Andrew Vaughn. Put him at first.
Yeah, that's a good final thought to leave us with, Sean. We're out of time. Until next time, listeners, thank you again for tuning in. White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.